WAEPA, providing 44,000 federal employees affordable life insurance, and more.
Good morning, America. Breaking news in that missing journalist mystery. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo arriving in Saudi Arabia this morning to meet with the king, searching for answers in the Washington Post columnist's disappearance. President Trump suggests rogue killers may be to blame, and now reports he may have been killed in an interrogation gone wrong.
In the storm zone, President Trump and the First Lady on the ground praising the federal response to Hurricane Michael.
We are doing more than anybody would have ever done.
As many residents struggle to pick up the pieces, how did this home survive the Category 4 storm? And the new images coming in of the destruction.
Urgent search. This 13-year-old girl missing after her parents were found dead in their home. The possible sighting overnight as the FBI joins the investigation.
Under fire, Olympic gold medalists Ali Raceman and Simone Biles taking on the new head of USA Gymnastics. What did she know about the Larry Nassar abuse scandal? And her post about Nike and Colin Kaepernick getting backlash this morning.
And baby bliss. Duchess Meghan debuting her tiny baby bump on the royal trip down under with Prince Harry by her side. The two playing with koalas and the precious gift from a young fan. What Prince Harry told the crowd about having a boy or a girl.
Live in Times Square, this is GMA with Robin Roberts, George Stephanopoulos, and Michael Strahan.
Something tells me we're going to hear this song a lot in the coming months. Good morning, America. Great to have you with us on this Tuesday morning.
And the Royals, they're having a lot of fun in Australia, hanging out with the kids, as you can see right there. Cute little kids. But there was a special way that Meghan paid tribute to Princess Diana. And we have that coming up.
We'll have some fun with that later. First, that breaking news in the case of the Washington Post columnist who vanished 2 weeks ago after entering the Saudi consulate in Turkey. The suspected murder has sparked an international crisis. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo now in Saudi Arabia meeting with the king amid new reports the Saudis may admit that they were involved in the killing. Our senior national correspondent Terry Moran tracking it all from the White House. Good morning, Terry.
Good morning, George. This is such a disturbing story, and it's more than a grisly international mystery. Saudi Arabia, a crucial American ally, the world's largest oil export, now facing accusations that the highest levels of the royal family may have been involved in the assassination of a U.S.-based journalist who was one of the leading critics of that regime. This morning, America's top diplomat has arrived in Saudi Arabia on a mission to get answers and manage a crisis. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo is meeting face-to-face with Saudi royalty to try to determine what happened to Washington Post columnist Jamal Khashoggi. The meeting is happening on the heels of this raucous scene outside the Saudi consulate in Turkey. Turkish authorities roping off the area near the building as they begin their search over Khashoggi's disappearance. ABC's Ian Pannell was there outside the consulate as Turkish authorities moved in.
Well, completely chaotic scenes here in Istanbul outside the Saudi consulate. This is the moment we've been waiting for as Turkish prosecutors and investigators finally turn up to find out what's happened 13 days after Jamal Khashoggi disappeared.
But just hours before, a cleaning crew seen here entered the consulate ahead of the investigative team's arrival. Khashoggi was last seen here 2 weeks ago, entering the consulate to get paperwork for his marriage. He was never seen leaving and has been missing ever since. Turkish authorities reportedly claim they have tapes proving he was interrogated, tortured, and then murdered. And there were mysterious arrivals the night of the disappearance. Flight records obtained by ABC News show 2 private planes from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, arriving in Istanbul and departing the same day. Turkish officials allege those planes carried a 15-man Saudi hit squad, while pro-Saudi media claims they were, quote, simply tourists. Reportedly, the Saudi government is now ready to admit there were Saudis involved in the journalist's death, the killing resulting, they reportedly say, from an interrogation that got out of control. President Trump has vowed to find out what happened.
We're going to try getting to the bottom of it very soon.
He spoke with the Saudi king on Monday by phone.
The king firmly denied any knowledge of it. He didn't really know. Maybe, I don't want to get into his mind, but it sounded to me like maybe these could have been rogue killers. Who knows?
So if the Saudis claim, as the president suggests, this was carried out by some rogue team, a botched interrogation. That raises many more questions. Who sent them? How did they move so freely in and out of such highly secure diplomatic facilities? Where's the body? And if they admit there was a killing, why have the Saudis been lying until now? George?
No end to this crisis yet. Tara Moran, thanks very much. Robin?
And George, President Trump and the First Lady are now back from the storm zone where they saw the devastation and met with first responders. I want you to take a look at this new drone footage of Mexico Beach, Florida. Hundreds of homes destroyed. ABC's Will Carr is in Panama City with more on the recovery efforts that are underway. Good morning, Will.
Good morning, Robin. This is some of that damage that President Trump took in. This was a Western Union, and every time you turn a corner in this area, you see more and more rubble. But the real story this morning is the human toll. There are so many families who don't have power, they don't have cell phone service, and they don't have running water.
President Trump praising the federal response after seeing Hurricane Michael's path of destruction up close.
We are doing more than anybody would have ever done.
But 6 days after the storm ravaged Florida's panhandle, many Panama City residents remain haunted by the memory.
I thought I was going to lose my husband because the door was cracking.
Jackie Lane and her family rode the storm out on the second floor of this motel. That floor now gone.
We've lost everything. I mean everything. And we lucky to have our lives. Lucky to have our lives.
In Mexico Beach, many homeowners returning to see the damage, including Dr. LeBron Lackey, who watched helplessly from a live surveillance camera when the storm made landfall.
What was going through your mind?
Oh, I was nauseated. I was watching the corner of the roof buck like an airplane wing.
But this morning, surrounded by eviscerated properties, Lackey's house virtually untouched thanks to concrete walls and custom windows. His home, hurricane-proof.
We didn't really pay attention to codes as much as survivability.
Overnight here in Panama City, we caught back up with Jackie.
So we brought you guys some water and some food.
Thank you.
She's staying in a home that's covered in insulation and filled with stifling heat.
You have no power, it's dark.
Yeah, no showers. Yeah, pretty much nothing.
President Trump was just here. If he's listening, what do you want him to know?
I don't want it to be like Katrina. I just hope he really keeps his word on how he feels about his people and he comes and helps us.
So many families like Jackie's living in darkness night after night. The best way they can contact FEMA is to get online or to download the FEMA app. But if you don't have cell phone service and you don't have power, that's pretty much impossible. The other thing that you can do is find a FEMA truck in this area, but that is a challenge in and of itself. Robin.
So many challenges. All right, Will, thank you. Michael.
All right, thank you, Robin. Now to Senator Elizabeth Warren ramping up her fight against President Trump and what many see as the sign she's running in 2020. Warren took a DNA test to prove her Native American ancestry after years of taunts by the president, but he is pushing back, and he is not the only one. ABC's Mary Bruce is in Washington with the story. Good morning, Mary.
Good morning, Michael. Well, Elizabeth Warren is clearly eager to put this issue behind her as she toys with a run for the White House. But this morning, she is getting fresh criticism from President Trump and even pushback from the Cherokee Nation. It's a racial taunt that President Trump relishes.
Pocahontas, 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 Elizabeth Warren.
Trump bashing Senator Elizabeth Warren for her claims that she's part Native American.
I will give you $1 million to your favorite charity, paid for by Trump, if you take the test and it shows you're an Indian.
Accepting that challenge, Warren has now released the results of a DNA test, delving into her heritage in a 5-minute campaign-style video.
What do the facts say?
The facts suggest that you absolutely have a Native American ancestor in your pedigree.
Warren was told she had a Native American ancestor in the range of 6 to 10 generations ago. President Trump's response?
Who cares? Who cares?
The president scoffing at the results.
How much? 1,000?
Do you owe her an apology?
No, I don't.
What about the money that
I owe her. She owes the country an apology. What's the percentage? 1,000?
And the $1 million? Trump has no plans to pay up.
I'll only do it if I can test her personally. Okay, that will not be something I enjoy doing either.
Warren was quick to take on Trump, tweeting, "We all know why Donald Trump makes creepy physical threats about me, right? He's scared. He's trying to do what he always does to women who scare him, call us names, attack us personally, shrink us down to feel better about himself." But this morning, pushback from another corner. The Cherokee Nation called the president's attacks derisive, but is also criticizing Warren, saying she is undermining tribal interests with her continued claims of tribal heritage, adding a DNA test is useless. Current DNA tests do not even distinguish whether a person's ancestors were indigenous to North or South America. Now, Warren says she is not claiming tribal identity here, just family history. But the fact that she is so publicly taking on this issue now is the clearest sign yet that she's running for president. But Democrats we've talked with say they wish she could have waited at least a couple weeks until after the midterms to make such a public push. George.
Yeah, they want some focus right now. Okay, Mary Bruce, thanks very much. Also in politics, a win for President Trump in his legal battle with porn star Stormy Daniels. A federal judge in California has dismissed Daniels' defamation claim against the president and ordered her to pay the president's legal fees. Trump had called her claim that she was threatened to keep silent about her 2006 affair with Trump a total con job. The judge ruled that response was protected by the First Amendment because Daniels had sought to publicly present herself as an adversary to Trump. Her lawyer, Michael Avenatti, who's considering a run against Trump in 2020, plans to appeal the ruling. Robin?
All right, George, now to new trouble for USA Gymnastics. The interim president and CEO is under fire. Olympic gold medalist Ali Raisman says the organization made corrupt decisions in hiring Mary Bono, whose law firm is accused of helping cover up the Larry Nassar abuse scandal. ABC's Eva Pilgrim is here, and Eva, Ali is not the first gymnast to speak out against Mary Bono.
That's right, Robin. This new hire has what some are considering a glaring connection to that past, and that is not going over well with some of the team's Golden Girls, who are not hesitating, calling them out for this decision-making.
Two of gymnastics' biggest stars are speaking their minds this morning, taking issue with the woman tapped to take over and clean up in the wake of the largest sexual abuse scandal in sports history. Olympic gold medalist Ali Raisman enraged over the hiring of Mary Bono as the interim president of USA Gymnastics. The former Republican congresswoman from California used to work for the law firm that represented USA Gymnastics in its initial investigation of Larry Nassar, the former team doctor currently behind bars for child molestation, accused of assaulting more than 300 women and girls over 2 decades.
We have our voices and we are not going anywhere.
Raisman taking to social media, tweeting, "Why hire someone associated with the firm that helped cover up our abuse? Clearly, this is not a new USAG. Same corrupt decisions." This on the heels of teammate Simone Biles calling out Bono for a tweet with a photo of her coloring over the Nike swoosh on her sneakers, criticizing Nike for using Colin Kaepernick as the new face of its advertising campaign. Biles, who is sponsored by Nike, responding on Twitter, "Mouth drop. Don't worry, it's not like we needed a smarter USA Gymnastics president or any sponsors or anything." Bono later deleted the tweet, saying she deeply regrets posting it, adding, "This doesn't reflect how I will approach my position at USA Gymnastics." USA Gymnastics Board of Directors said in a statement Bono's work for the firm was not related to the 2015 investigation.
After the horrors of the Larry Nassar saga, to go above and beyond to make sure that the person they're picking, even as an interim CEO, is above reproach.
And a lot of critics saying whoever takes this job needs to be pretty near perfect and have absolutely no tie at all to that past scandal. There are calls this morning for her to step down or to be removed.
Doesn't seem like that's too much to ask to have somebody who's not anyway associated with.
And that's what the girls are asking for.
Yeah. Can't blame him for that. All right, thank you so much, Eva. And now to new details on that car crash turned murder mystery in Georgia. Police are searching for the killer who shot an aspiring model while she was driving. They now believe the fatal shot may have been fired from a passing car. And ABC's Steve Osunsami has more.
Georgia police this morning believe that this 28-year-old who was here pursuing a modeling career may have been killed in a random act of violence.
That does not appear to be a shot that came from a residential area or a business area. It just appears that it possibly came from another vehicle on the roadway.
Kelsey Quayle worked in a dentist's office and was on her way to work last Monday when she's seen in this surveillance video crashing into oncoming traffic. Authorities initially thought her wounds were limited to the crash until doctors found a bullet wound in her neck.
We know that the bullet entered the vehicle through the back passenger side of the car and then entered and hit her in the side of the neck.
Where that bullet came from is a mystery. They say it's possible it was a stray gunshot, and police are asking drivers on the road at the time to report anyone who is driving erratically or shooting a gun.
Police are calling this a homicide at this point and not a murder. Her family believes this may have been a case of road rage, but authorities say there's no real evidence of that at this point. The funeral is scheduled Saturday. Michael?
All right, thank you so much, Steve. George?
Okay, Michael, now we're going to remember a tech legend. Paul Allen, the co-founder of Microsoft, passed away Monday at 65 from complications of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. He met Bill Gates in high school. Then they started the company that launched the personal computer revolution. Allen also owned the Seattle Seahawks, the Portland Trailblazers, and he donated billions to charity. Gates remembered that Paul loved life and those around him, and we all cherished him in return. He deserved much more time, but his contributions to the world of technology and philanthropy will live on for generations to come. I will miss him tremendously. They have both had a huge impact.
They certainly have.
They
certainly have.
Yes, they have. All right, now we're going to turn to the excitement that is growing for so many for tonight's Mega Millions drawing. People are lining up to buy tickets all across the country, hoping to take home the $654 million jackpot. It is the second biggest Mega Millions prize ever, and ABC's Gio Benitez is at a store here in New York City. And Gio, do you have your ticket, and could you pick me up one, please?
Listen, more like 10 tickets, Michael. Good morning to you. Listen, this is one of two massive jackpots this week. And with so much national frenzy, we could see that jackpot grow even more before tonight's drawing. With less than 16 hours left to get those Mega Millions tickets, people are rushing to stores all across this country, hoping for a chance at that big prize, $654 million. And everyone has a dream.
I get back from my round-the-world cruise on one of those mega ships because we love to cruise, so that would be really fun.
If you win that big jackpot, you'd instantly be richer than Mariah Carey, Beyonce, even Elton John. Enough to buy 75 Beverly Hills mansions like the one Jane Fonda just sold.
Imagine winning the lottery.
Big new homes are pretty popular for new lottery winners. HGTV even launching a show, My Lottery Dream Home.
Your dream home just became a reality.
It's about people who've just won the lottery shopping for some amazing new homes.
Oh, smokes.
But what happens after the big win and those endless headlines? This couple from Iowa won $202 million back in 2012.
We certainly have the ability to have a lot of fun, and traveling certainly is a big part of that.
But they've also given a lot right back to their community, building a new high school football stadium and giving their town a new grocery store.
Seeing the joy and the appreciation and the change it can have on them has been probably the most rewarding thing over the last 6 years.
Some good people right there. And listen, if you don't win the Mega Millions tonight, don't worry, you still have another chance tomorrow night with the Powerball. We're talking about $345 million. So guys, good luck.
All right, thank you, Gio. And tickets?
I got some Saturday.
Well, I'll get some today.
I'm heading there myself.
All right.
Let's go to Ginger. Heavy rain down south causing some rescues in Texas.
Evacuations happening right now, Robin, in Llano, around the Llano River, but also high water rescues like this one are actually close to I-10 close to Junction, Texas. So there are a couple of different spots dealing with that heavy rain this morning. Up to 10 inches has already fallen, and that's after a saturated weekend. There are flash flood emergencies, and we're just going to keep seeing this moisture pool in for the next couple of days. Your local weather in 30 seconds. First, the Tuesday Trivia sponsored by Downey.
Well, here's to first dates. You look amazing.
And you look amazingly comfortable.
When your V-neck looks more like a U-neck, that's when you know it's half-washed. Add Downey to keep your collars from stretching. Unlike detergent alone, Downey conditions to smooth and strengthen fibers. So next time, don't half-wash it. Downey, and it's done.
Wow, big drop in the temperatures compared to yesterday. We're down some 10 to 15 degrees. Definitely feeling like fall here with highs that are going to be topping out maybe around 60 degrees. Your temperatures in the 50s the bulk of the day today, so you're going to need the long sleeves, but at least some sunglasses in order for today with a little bit of sunshine. Now, tomorrow's going to be windy. We're dry for the remainder of the work week, but that high on Friday of 62, we'll be starting out in the upper 30s to mid 40s, maybe a little frosty first thing early in the morning.
Up the urgent search for that missing 13-year-old whose parents were found dead in their home.
And another viral video sparking outrage, a man being blocked from entering his own apartment building, the new fallout this morning.